Job 1, where they were, the Most High was talking about Job was perfect. Those words are synonymous. Plain, perfect.
So I just wanted to make that correction. I got those two words mixed up. All right, that word stronger, it does mean to be superior, but that word plain, when he used that in reference to the character of Jacob, meaning he was perfect in virtue. He had moral character. All right.
Verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what shall this birthright do to me?
So this is when Esau showed Jacob the birthright. And the birthright was always given to the eldest son. But like the brother was saying, it wasn't meant for Esau to get it anyway. This is all through the Spirit. All right? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 33, and Jacob said, swear to me this day, and he swore unto him, and sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Yeah. So that the birthright, and this birthright wasn't like he got the inheritance from his father. This was the birthright for the kingdom of heaven, for rulership, you know. And Esau, well, we want to get to the birthright. Go to 27.
I looked up birthright, a right, a privilege, possession to which a person is entitled by birth, heritage, inheritance, legacy, patrimony. All right.
Yeah, just like when a royal man, when he gets ready to die, you always have like something left for the oldest son to inherit,
like a will.
Like a will. You know, I'm gonna give the throne to the second. I'm senior. He's gonna be the second, so he's gonna inherit what I leave behind. This house, all right. These servants, they're gonna fall up under him.
Business, whatever.
My business, everything that I own, the cattle, the land that I have, that I own, is gonna go to under him. He's gonna rule over that. So the same thing when Isaac was on his deathbed, it was already set up in the spirit that it was going to be passed down to Jacob.
Yeah.
Even though initially it would have been Esau because he was the firstborn. All right. But we saw what happened when they had that interaction with each other. Esau, he showing you his true nature.
Yeah.
You know, he was real weak. It was like he was willing to sell the will of his own father. Like apparently in that moment, because he was hungry, it didn't mean nothing to him in that moment.
Yep.
He cared more about getting some food in his mouth.
Yeah.
And that's the same attitude that a lot of our people have. They got the same Edomite syndrome.
Yeah.
They can't wait to eat abundance and have all the blessings and basically have this world right now. So what do? They sell their soul.
And it shows you the difference it will show you the separation between Jacob and Esau. How Esau was a carnal man where he had to have it now. He saw what was in front of him and he had to have it. Where the spirit of Jacob is patience and faith. You know, Esau didn't have faith in the Most High. You know, to pray to the Most High that he didn't die from starvation. Esau had to have a quick fix. Esau had to have the see what was in front of him, what was carnal. All right, there's no spiritual thing. There's nothing spiritual about Esau. You know.
And Connor, we always, we make it a joke, but we say like, hey, that's a time where the earth was at its, at its fullness. Right. They had fruits and all these different things that you could have ate or could have picked up, but it wasn't meant that way,
Yeah, that's a characteristic of a man with integrity, being patient.
Yeah.
Being patient. Waiting on a Heavenly Father to bless you.
Kind.
So Genesis 27.
He was careless, just like his old incarnation when he was Cain. When it came down to sacrifice an offering to the Most High, he had that same attitude. He was just careless, man. He didn't give a shit. So of course, that type of soul do not deserve something as great as the birthright. Give not which is holy to the dogs, you know. Because they just gonna treat it careless. They gonna do what they want with it, man. Look what he's doing with the earth now. I couldn't imagine the Lord giving him the blessing for what he's done to the planet. Give him 500 years to rule, and look what you get. Look what you come up with. Sea animals beaching themselves.
Yep.
You know, bees dying off.
Animals going extinct.
Animals going extinct. Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna get to the blessing where Esau, excuse me, Jacob was supplanted Esau for the blessing, but it was all in the spirit for him to do so. And all right, we read that, bro. I think it's like 25. Then we're gonna go to Esau's blessing.
Genesis 27 and 25, and he said, "Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee." And he brought it near to him, and he did eat.
Isaac was on his deathbed, so when he was on his deathbed, so it was time for him to bless his sons. You got it.
And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field, which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore Yahweh give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine.
That's rulership. That's having substance. That's ultimate rulership, where the everything from the heavens, the earth, the water, everything is going to be given to us in abundance, in its perfect order, in its perfect, in its perfection. Okay.
Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee.
That's rulership right there. That's like the apostle was going into. That's blessings. That was 7 slaves, 7 servants. Jacob is supposed to be at the top with everyone under them, serving them. All right.
Yeah, I believe that Hebrew word for bow down means barak, means blessed.
Yep.
And nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and thy mother's son bow down to thee.
And notice how Esau being so envious of that blessing, that it was always several times in history, or whenever he got in a position of power, he always wanted Israelites in particular to bow down to him.
Yeah.
Whether it was Haman, when he tried to get Mordecai and Jake to bow down to him, and he wouldn't do it. You also had they wanted him to eat the meat.
Yeah, that's what I'm
and Tiger's Epiphanes, he also was trying to get Jake to worship.
Yeah.
And then you had Herod.
Yeah.
So this devil, he always envied that part of the blessing, man. He wants everybody to bow to him and worship him. And that's what he's doing right now. We're trying to get you to bow to his image. He's trying to convince you that if there is a God, he's the Most High. So you need to bow down to his standard and way of living.
And his science.
And his science and his technology. That's God to you. So he wants you to serve him in his new world order. Trying to basically emulate the birthright of Jacob. And that's why the Lord's going to destroy them. Back on you.
Curse be everyone that curses thee, and bless he that blesses thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce going out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also made a savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may be blessed. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son.
So like when you read up a few verses up, did it say that thy mother's son shall bow to you?
Yeah.
That's talking about Esau. That's talking about Esau, right? Because they only had both Jacob and Esau. They had two sons. Who's the other child of the mother? Esau. So that means that what? There's going to be a time when your brother Esau and his descendants, they're actually going to bow and worship you and serve you. And to a certain extent, that did happen at the time of King David.
Yeah.
When he went over there and he defeated them, he went into Edom and slew all the males, saved the women and the children for himself, and put garrisons down up in there. So that happened briefly. But then, of course, when the split happened after Solomon, and we got dispersed, the Lord raised up the Assyrians and then the Babylonians. That was when Esau began to get vengeance upon Jacob. Then they started to have dukes and rulers and kings and so on and so forth. All right? So that's going into how at one point in time that they will be serving Jacob. It's going to go back to that when Yahushua comes back. Because they're really supposed to be serving us as slaves. Okay? That was promised to us going back to the beginning. All right, go ahead.
Verse 32, Genesis 27 and 32. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten all before thou camest, and have blessed him. And he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. And he took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing.
And he lied, because in the 25th verse, he said Esau despised his birthright. All right, so that's the true nature of Esau. And what the scripture says, soon they come from the womb,
they go about speaking lies.
That's Esau. That's the nature of this devil. His deception, his lies, his witchcraft, his sorcery. All right, that's part of the reason why he's on top right now, because all the witchcraft and bullshit that they put out there. But everyone's sobering up to Esau's bullshit, and he's being revealed of who he truly is, the wicked that the Bible speaks of, the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Yeah, in this society, a birthright don't really mean anything, for a regular person, But the elites, birthrights is, that's everything, man.
Yeah.
Being royal, having the birthright, being that son that obtains the birthright, that's everything, man. That's a real serious business right there.
That's why they keep their bloodlines pure.
Yeah.
They're not gonna let nobody, get into that bloodline. And they even have like certain levels of the bloodlines.
Yeah.
Not even all the different bloodlines that are the super rich elite. They're not even on the same levels. There's like a hierarchy. There's a ranking system of those royal bloodlines.
And that's
Rothschilds being the very top of all those different other bloodlines. But they keep that inheritance among themselves.
They'll even make their daughters marry their uncle or something like that.
Yeah.
To keep the money in the family. For instance, they'll do that, and they know about reincarnation, so they know when they come back, they'll come into money.
Yeah.
They won't be a regular Edomite out here walking around in Vegas with a beard. They'll be at the top. You know what I mean?
Right. That's why there's a law. I believe it might be in. I think it's in Deuteronomy, but basically the law of passing down an inheritance. Like if you have a daughter and she doesn't have a husband, or her husband dies, the inheritance is supposed to be given over to another Israelite that's of her tribe. so that the inheritance stayed within the